Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with what will be my final G.I. Joe Retaliation figure review as we take a look at Lady Jaye. And I have to say, there are some things I really like about this figure, and there are some things I don't. Right off the bat, and think it's coming off on camera, the head is, I think, a little too big for the body that was used. It's not as bad in person, but as you can see coming through the lens, it is quite noticeable. Um, Other than that, this is basically that desert camo print that was used somewhat in the film. It's not an exact uh, uh, recreation, but it's good enough. Also, the rifle here, and I am very happy that this was included. First of all, it's painted. That I think is great, but this is actually close to what the type of rifle she used in the movie. There was no javelins, but other than that, there are more weapons, by the way. There's this great backpack, and the head fell off, and that's actually due to the fact that to turn the head around, the backpack gets in the way. Um, would have been nice maybe if the ponytail would have been a movable piece, but that's Japanese action figures, not American. So let's pause and we'll go into the articulation. Okay, there's a lot. There's some parts of Lady Jaye's articulation, I should say a lot of her articulation that I like, and there are a few things I don't like. First of all, as I mentioned, the head is on a ball joint. I'm sure as you notice as it popped off. Very expressive, and I really do like that. I noticed in this line Hasbro was doing that a lot more often, and I think that's something that they should continue with their 4-inch, 3 3/4 inch figures in the future. I want to reiterate, I do wish the ponytail was a separate piece, but as long as you don't have a backpack on, it's fine. Universal shoulders, do what they got to do. You have a single jointed elbow. You get a nice 90-degree bend. Rotation at the elbow. Rotation at the wrist. I do wish that there was the enhanced wrist articulation, but I can understand why they didn't include it. The forearms are very small. This whole body, if I'm not mistaken, from the neck down, is a reuse of the Renegade's Scarlet figure. But I could have sworn that that figure had the wrist articulation, but I'm probably wrong. There is a joint at the abs, very limited crunching options, but it can rotate. Ball jointed hips, as is the standard. Double jointed knees, nice deep bend, and then you get the forward and back ankle articulation, as well as a nice ankle pivot. No rotation. And as I mentioned in the review of Jinx, with these figures that have that ankle pivot, there needs to be an included boot cut or calf cut swivel to help with the left to right rotation of the ankle. So all in all, some nice articulation. Some of the sometimes some of the weapons you can get a two-handed pose, some you can't. But speaking of the weapons, let's take a look at them right now. Okay, Lady Jaye does actually come with quite a bit of weaponry. All of them labeled as infiltration weapons, which I find very funny since she comes with a large bazooka and backpack with shells. That really doesn't scream stealth to me. But there are two small machine guns. This one in particular does have the removable silencer. Be careful when removing it from the package. It is looped in underneath here, and mine does have the barrel does have a little bit of a stress mark. You have that bent handle. I want to say like an Uzi of sorts. That's been around since the rise of Cobra. Two knives. The 25th anniversary Wave 1 style Lady Jaye javelin, which has this like handle and launcher. I've never been a fan of this weapon, but it's painted, which is nice. Machete, and a painted, I think this is the Scar rifle. But again, it's painted. I think that's wonderful. I always like to see the inclusion of painted weapons. I think it gives them a bit more authentic military style. So yeah, so all in all, nice assortment of weapons and accessories. I had wanted to end with Lady Jaye because I think this figure is a great example of the modern G.I. Joe aesthetic, taking classic characters and giving them an update to fit with the modern times. Yes, this is a movie figure, and the visage and characterization is based more on the character from that universe. But there's still plenty of callbacks to the classic Lady Jaye we know that this um, version of the character can fit in whatever iteration of display shelf you have. Or at least it would have worked until we realized that in Wave 2 of the 50th Anniversary 2-packs, we are getting a Lady Jaye based on her concept case version. Regardless, this is a fantastic figure and worthy of a place in your collection. The weapons alone, the painted weapons alone, are worth the price of admission. This is your old pal Chuck for Lady Jaye. Don't worry, folks. There's still plenty more of Joe reviews coming from me. We'll see you next time.